Please be advised that in accordance with Section 5 of the Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231 of the Public Laws of 1975, notice of this meeting was made by the posting on the bulletin board at the Hillsborough Township Municipal Complex and notifying the officially designated newspapers that this meeting would take place at the Hillsborough Township Municipal Complex at 7:30 p.m. on February 11th, 2025. Executive session, if deemed necessary, typically begins at 6:30, but an executive session is required tonight due to some scheduling conflicts. We were unable to hold it at 6:30, so we've placed a resolution further down on the agenda authorizing us to hold it after the regular meeting. Scheduling conflict with some 3 weddings that we had to conduct. So no approval of minutes this week. Reports from committee liaisons, receipt of reports or communications, starting with Committeewoman Hand tonight.
All right. Thank you very much, Mayor. All right. I would like to wish everyone a very early happy Valentine's Day. That's coming up this week. If you didn't remember, please get your significant other something fabulous. Also, happy Black History Month, and I know we have a proclamation here in a little bit, so excited about that. Also, congrats to all Hillsborough District students, as there was a delayed opening announced just a couple minutes ago, so congratulations on that. And last but not, I'm sorry, 2 more things. I was following up, there had been a request from a resident for a podium here at our Hillsborough Township Committee meeting. We did have a offline discussion about that. Unfortunately, I was voted down on that, so there will not be a podium, but again, we appreciate input from the public, and thank you very much for bringing your suggestions forward. Last but not least, dog license renewal. It is time to renew dog licenses. We've been talking about this, and the deadline is coming up the end of this month, February 28th. There's a $5 late fee, and again, it's good because then you know that your pet has been vaccinated and licensed, so please fill out that form, and you can find the information on our Hillsborough website, or you can call the clerk's office for any questions. All right? Thanks, Mayor. Back to you.
Thank you, Committeewoman. Committeeman Lapani.
Thank you, Mayor. Hello, crowd, all 7 of us. Welcome to the meeting. Hillsborough Emergency Alert System is powered by OneSolve Code Red. The system enables us to provide you with critical information quickly in a variety of situations such as severe weather, unexpected road closures, missing persons, and evacuations of buildings or neighborhoods. After registering, you will receive time-sensitive messages whatever you specify, such as your home or cell phone, email address, and or text message. In addition to town-wide alerts, Code Red can send hyper-local updates and alert for specific streets or neighborhoods, but this function only works if you provide an address when registering. Log in to your account to make sure your contact information is up to date and to ensure your address is on file. See tomorrow's e-news for more details. Please be advised that the building department has a new inspection scheduling procedure. For your convenience, all inspection requests can quickly be made by the applicant through the online SDL portal or by filling out the inspection request form and emailing it to the designated email address. For our seniors in the town, Public Works curbside pickup, the Department of Public Works has published a schedule of dates for the senior curbside pickup program for those 65 and older, and the dates for the annual cleanup. This is a great time to get rid of unwanted household items. Please visit the Public Works page on the Township website and for more details. And I'd just like to thank, before we go on, the Public Works Department, obviously for them. We've had a bunch of storms over the last couple of weeks, seems like every 3 days, and going out there and keeping our streets clean on the weekend, and especially on Super Bowl Sunday. It was all happy to go, but these guys do a great job, and I'd like to thank them for always their dedication to keeping our streets safe. With the recent snowstorms, there have been questions regarding damaged mailboxes from the storms. Please contact the Department of Public Works directly if you believe your mailbox was damaged by a snowplow and/or note are not able to receive your mail. For more information, it can be obtained at the Township website under Public Works. Remember, it's always a good idea to check your condition of your mailbox and post before and during the winter season to lessen the chance of its failure if it is impacted by sleet and ice from a snowplow. The annual assessment postcards from the tax assessor will be mailed in March. The annual assessment postcard shows your new 2025 assessed value of your home, as well as the tax billed in 2024. And lastly, in the Hillsborough Leadership Program, this is the last week to support the HLP Crayon Drive. The Crayon Initiative keeps old crayons out of landfills by melting them down and creating new crayons, which are then donated to children's hospitals, eight of which are located in New Jersey. A collection box is located outside the library entrance in the municipal building now through Valentine's Day, February 14th, and the crayons can be in any condition. They don't need to be whole. Broken is fine. That's it, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, Committeeman. Next will be Deputy Mayor Payne.
Hello. February is American Heart Month. Join the health department for a free blood pressure screening at our upcoming clinics. Checking your blood pressure is crucial for identifying potential health risks, especially since high blood pressure often has no noticeable symptoms. Stop by the multipurpose room for your screening on Thursday, February 13th or Thursday, March 6th from 10 to 1. With winter storms predicted, as mentioned, and tonight, several times over the next week or so, the Hillsborough Township Police would like to share safety winter tips. New Jersey requires all motorists to remove snow and ice from your vehicles before driving. Drive slowly, adjust your speed for the changing road conditions, and increase your following distance from other vehicles. Give snowplows and other DPW vehicles plenty of room to work. Don't tailgate, and try not to pass them as their field of vision is very restricted. Township code prohibits parking on snow-covered roads. When snow is anticipated, use off-street parking as an alternative. Vehicles are subject to summonses and the potential of being towed at the owner's expense. Finally, if you have a fire hydrant in front of your home, please take some time to shovel around it so it's free in the event of an emergency, and hopefully we don't get that much. February is National Teen Dating Violence Awareness and Prevention Month. Dating violence may include physical force, such as hitting or shoving, emotional abuse, such as constantly keeping tabs on a person, or sexual assault. Teens are easily influenced by their early relationships, and the example set by those relationships can have a lasting impact on their lives. Violent dating relationships can be female to male, male to male, male to female to female. So all of it, not good. Spring into fun with exciting spring recreation programming that's just not just for kids. From sports and fitness classes to STEM, art, and theater classes, there's something for everyone to enjoy. Join and make new friends, learn new skills, and create unforgettable memories. Look for the spring guide and registration link in tomorrow's e-news or the Recreation Department website. The Hillsborough Township Leadership Program Dog and Cat Supply Drive was a huge success. Thank you for that. Many pet items for the Community Assistance Network, our food pantry program, were collected, and thank you for the generosity to all who donated. Our Social Services Department has partnered with the New Jersey State Department of Taxation to bring a New Jersey property tax relief information session to senior homeowners and renters age 65 and over. The public is invited to register with the Social Services Department here in town to learn about the new application process, which combines the senior freeze, anchor, and Stay New Jersey rebates all into one application. Super important for seniors in town. The presentation will be on Monday, March 10th, from 9:30 to 11. Sustainable, on March 1st, Hillsborough Express Yourself, or HEY, will be hosting Shorts in Winter, an event showcasing short films directed by Hillsborough residents, dramas, thrillers, documentaries, and more. All films are between 5 and 25 minutes long and are appropriate for ages 8 and up. Free snacks will be provided. See the Sustainable Hillsborough website for more information. And that is all. Sorry, Bob's out, or Committeeman Britting is out, and we all have a little extra tonight.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. I have some remarks. The Deputy Mayor Payne and I last weekend attended the 24th Annual Winter Guard Home Show at which the color guard teams from more than 30 schools participated in an all-day event that Hillsborough hosted and did not compete. But we were able to watch and cheer them on as they did the final number for the night. We want to thank the Hillsborough Band Parents Association, HBPA, again, for coordinating this event with compliments to and success ensured by the students, the color guard, the guard instructors, the parents, administrators, custodians, the kitchen staff, and the audience for cheering and spending the whole day there. So we got to give out a couple of trophies at the end of the night to the various groups.
I just want to say it was kind of random, and I got to present to the high school that I graduated from,
Yeah, they were from all over the state.
which is really
By a
kind of
coincidence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Investigation.
Yeah. There's a little rigging.
All right. Yeah. Day of play at Amsterdam Elementary School. I was invited to attend a fun event at the Day of Play at Amsterdam Elementary School. Classes throughout the day had a dedicated hour of play to emphasize the importance of play in a child's life. This was Amsterdam's third celebration, and I was honored to be one of the VIPs, which is very important players. I've kind of oversaw the supersized sorry, because there's only 4 players allowed, and just prevented a little cheating, and yeah. We also played Uno, and they smoked me, so it was fun. Yeah. +4. So that was fun. HBL, Hillsborough Baseball League Diamond Club Pancake Breakfast. Last weekend, the Baseball League's Diamond Club held their annual pancake breakfast fundraiser. We had a delayed start because of the snow. I know Committeewoman Payne had the early shift, and then Committeeman Lapani and I attended the later shift. So they had more than 400 people attend. It was a pretty interesting event to see the number of people who showed up in spite of the questionable weather.
That was a great turnout.
Yeah, it was really packed.
All right, the Rotary has a Rotary Club of Hillsborough is again offering 10 scholarships to deserving Hillsborough residents, students in the audience. For more information, look for a link in the press release in tomorrow's e-news, which will link to the Rotary Club and their application. New Jersey League of Municipalities, Lewis Bay, the second scholarship is also being offered. There's still time to apply for this scholarship competition. As in past years, the township is teaming up with the Hillsborough School District to allow Hillsborough juniors and seniors to participate in this competition. Theme for 2025 is What I Like About My Hometown. There will be 3 $1,000 scholarships awarded statewide, and you can find the application on the township website. A couple more statements. One is a statement on water testing. If you're one of the many residents who get their water from a private well, like I do, the Hillsborough Township Health Department would like to remind you that it is your homeowner's responsibility to ensure the quality of your water well by having it routinely tested by a certified New Jersey water testing lab. It's not only the health department, it's actually a state the state requires homeowners to do it. Like many areas of New Jersey, chemicals such as PFAS, which are also referred to as forever chemicals, and naturally occurring arsenic are often found exceeding state drinking water standards in Hillsborough Township wells. We recommend that you have your water tested for these parameters in the near future. The Health Department was recently awarded a grant from the NJDEP, which will be used to offer reduced cost testing for PFAS to Hillsborough residents. This offer is on a first come, first served basis. And while there is also grant money available, to contact the Health Department for more details about the grant money to install filtration should PFAS be found. If your well is found to have exceeded a state water quality standard for these man-made chemicals, you may be eligible to have water treatment installed and paid for under the NJ Spill Fund while the money is still available. So it's go now or lose your opportunity. Please see the Hillsborough Health Department website for a list of certified water testing laboratories that sample in our area. Let's see, one more item. pedestrian bridge. The engineering department is informing the public that the pedestrian bridge along Route 206 over the Royce Brook between Raider Boulevard and Amwell, that serves as a sidewalk along 206, was inspected and found to have corroded steel. For safety, the township had unfortunately closed the bridge to pedestrian access. Please do not utilize the bridge at this time. I know it's gated off with a sign. The township, along with the NJ Department of Transportation, is looking into alternate plans for a pedestrian walkway in the area, or if repairs to this bridge are feasible. So we're looking at replacing the bridge, we're looking at repairing it in place, but in the meantime, we're going to try and find a bypass so people can still walk on that side of the road. So if you're in that area, you'll know because it's gated off. As always, stay connected. You can stay connected with all events via the Wednesday Mayor's e-news and Thursday's Experience Hillsborough Bulletin. Be sure to follow and like the official Hillsborough Township Facebook page, X, formerly known as Twitter, Instagram, and also tune into the Hillsborough YouTube channel and sign up for Hillsborough alerts for traffic and emergency notifications. So that's all I have to report tonight. We have one proclamation for Black History Month, so I'll come down off the dais, and if anybody wants to join me while I read this, please come up. I think there's some students who want to join. Right here's fine. I'm going to move the mic out. Anybody wants? Is anybody going to speak? Okay, great. All right.
Boy, you look old up there, Mayor.
Yeah, well, it's these glasses, you know, and the company. So somebody like to hold the proclamation, I'll read it, and then. During Black History Month, we celebrate the many achievements and vast contributions of African Americans to the economic, spiritual, political, and cultural development of both our nation and our community. The 2025 theme of Black History Month, African Americans and Labor, highlights and celebrates the various and impactful ways that work and working of all kinds, free and unfree, skilled and unskilled, vocational and voluntary, share common ground with the collective experience of Black people. Hillsborough Township continues to work toward becoming a more inclusive community wherein all people are respected and recognized for their contributions and potential contributions to our community, state, country, and world. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that we, the Mayor, and the Hillsborough Township Committee do hereby recognize February as Black History Month, urge all residents to recognize the contributions made by members of the African American community and to actively promote the principles of equality and liberty. So that's the proclamation. And we have two students who want to make comments.
First, we wanted to say thank you to our mayor for the proclamation. We are the BSC, the Black Student Union at Hillsborough High School, and we focus on professional development, community outreach. We are a support and unity group, and we do academic development. And we are very grateful for this opportunity, and thank you once again.
Well done.
And Mr. Mayor, I just think it's really great that we live in a town where our history is recognized. I feel like in so many places around the world, around our country, around the world, around even just the state, it's often that Black history is shunned aside or just considered just American history when it's history for everybody. At the Black Student Union, we work to educate our members on different parts of Black history, what they can do in the workforce, how they can use their identity to strengthen their mindset, the way they interact with the world, the way they attack challenges, and much, much more. So we think that we love being in a town like this, and we love that we can always recognize these things. We can always come together and celebrate them. So thank you very much, Mr. Mayor.
Great. And everything, that's great. I still yeah, let's
Slide over, kids.
come over to the center.
Get in the middle.
I'll jump in the middle.
There in the middle, it's like a song.
Love the height.
Thank you for coming. Glad you get to sleep in now.
Good. How are you?
Good.
Do you remember that I
Of
used to?
course. Yeah, of course I do. Yeah.
I'm curious. What is going on recently? I'm trying to get back on, but I haven't gotten much communication.
So I will give you.
We're going to take a break in about 2 seconds.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. All right, that concludes our proclamations. Thank you for joining us. We'll take a brief break and be back in 5 minutes.
I thought it was the 2 and 2.
2 and 2.
Chuck Willard, God rest his soul.
All right. Okay, and we're back. So, consent agenda, items 1 through 12. May I have a motion to approve? Well, do we ask if anybody wants to take any separately?
Do we want to do approval of the minutes?
No?
We didn't have any minutes.
No
Oh,
minutes.
They weren't
No
quite
minutes.
ready.
No
There'll be
minutes.
probably a few sets on the next.
So the question is, if anybody wants to take any?
So does
other
anybody
ones?
want to take anything off the consent agenda and vote on it separately?
No.
No.
Hearing no, may I have a motion to approve the consent agenda items 1 through 12?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, comments from the dais?
I have questions. I don't know if anyone else does.
Go ahead.
All right, so I'm going to go slightly out of order because I think some of them are a little, we'll go in order. Okay, consent agenda 1 on our budget appropriation. So a couple questions here. So sorry, I'm pulling it up. So on this, I understand that we approved a temporary budget last month, which was under the required 26.65% of the budget. And here we're doing an emergency amendment to that. And we understand that these are bills and things that have to get paid, SALT, things like that, understand that. But help me understand, because this is now a big number, right? So this has gone from 8.9 million up to over 14 million, which is over the 26, and that's fine, we're allowed to do that. That being said, what does this mean for the budget? So I would direct this to the mayor or to Committeeman Lapani on the Finance Committee. How are we tracking against the budget, and what implications would this have for the budget? Because
Sure. I know that you spoke to our CFO this morning, so I guess she didn't answer all your questions, but I'll try to answer the difference. So mostly it's wages and operating expenditures, all O&E stuff, which obviously we need to make payments on the PERS, and the PFRS we didn't have that number yet back in January 2nd because we had just moved into the new year, so that's a big chunk of it. That's $4 million. The rest are OE and wages, and the second largest is insurance operator expense, which we have to pay. And then the other big expense of $200,000 and $300,000 is the continued snow removal. We budgeted for what we thought the snow would be, but we've had storm after storm, and we've had to buy salt and pay wages. So that is that instance. And to answer your direct answer, the biggest impact to the budget is, and the more snow we have and the more storms we have, the more it's going to hurt our budget. So every time you see a snowstorm, when our guys go out, it's about a $70,000 bill that we have that we can't budget for, because the way we do our budget is we have to go on what the previous year was. So that obviously last year was a pretty benign winter, and the year before that was a pretty benign winter. So this has happened before, where we have a continual snow cycle of every 3 or 4 days, having our center guys out and do snow and ice removal, which impacts the budget on the temporary side because we have to buy the salt and pay for it. But your long-term effect is it definitely puts a crunch on the budget once we get to sitting down and getting through the winter and figuring out what else we need to do.
So salt aside, and again, that wasn't the question. The question is around how are we tracking to the budget? Because if you do the quick math, the 14 million, I understand that's above the 26%, 26.65 that we're able to approve. If you projected that, that's like a $53 million budget. So my question to you is,
But
help
that's
me
not how
understand.
you don't budget it out.
I understand, which is why I'm asking you. I understand that that's way above that 26, so that's not the calculation. But help me understand, help our town understand, where are we tracking with the budget?
The
What meetings have you
operating-
already had with our CFO?
Right. So what did she tell you when you asked her that question?
I'm asking you.
Well, I'm asking you since you seem to know, but the answer to your question is it's operating expense, salaries and wages, which we know we have to pay. And the temporary budget that we applied for on January 2nd was to cover the salaries and wages as we rolled over to the reorg. So this next appropriation is to get us through, hopefully, to when we actually have a time to adopt a budget and get a more fixed number. But this allows us some room to pay the bills and move forward.
How are we tracking with the budget?
We haven't sat down to do the budget yet because we haven't had a budget meeting, which is next week.
We're 6 weeks in,
Yeah, it's not,
7 weeks into the year.
it's not uncommon.
That's very, very common.
So again,
So you asked
I
and
think
answered.
it puts us in a bad position to have to do an emergency temporary, we are 40 days into the year.
And I don't think the county adopted their budget yet, nor I don't think did Bridgewater or any other surrounding towns. It's not uncommon. So, nor did the state.
And
I'm
it's really
aware.
hard with this much weather. If you notice too, the DPW has been doing an amazing job with brining roads in addition to the plowing. So if you were out late the other night when we had that sleet, that literally was all slush and it never really stuck to the ground that way because of the brining, which cost money, but then also the plows just pushed off the slush. Again, those things do cost about $70,000 every time.
And our DPW does a fantastic job with the roads. So that is amazing. And
But
again,
those are the things
we
that
are
are-
not focusing on salt here. That was not, and the salary and wage and the other things. So
But it's a bill we have to pay to
So,
get more
to
salt.
answer your
So-
question, Committeewoman, the ask is for a $5 million increase over what we approved in January. We didn't have the bill for the PERS or the PFRS. That's $4 million of that $5 million. And then you have almost $300,000 of just salt alone. So that is more than 70% of that number. But to answer your immediate question, we have not had a budget meeting yet because the CFO, quite honestly, didn't have all the numbers together to start that. So we are in the end of February, not even, mid-February, and normally we start having our budgets meetings, which we have scheduled for next Monday.
And that's not a dig to the CFO.
No, it's just,
Just
No.
bills
It's
are
just-
still coming, things are still getting paid, still accumulating more increases. Again, PERS, or PFRs, sorry, nothing we can control, right?
and we have
But it's a bill that
theoretically
has to be paid.
till
Yeah.
June to get the budget done, so. Okay. I hope that answered your question.
all right. Anyone else have questions on that one?
Not on that one.
All right. The other one, number 5, with Goose Runners, question. We only have this for AVM. I looked at the history. We only do this at AVM, yet I know there's, you would maybe call it a geese at all the other parks. Why just AVM? Do we know?
I do not know why it's just AVM. I don't know if it's been a long-standing, we can find out.
I mean, I looked at the history back to 2019 in Civic Clerk, and it's only AVM, so I just don't understand why
Julie?
we're not looking at some of the other parks when it's definitely an issue.
Well, I
Is
guess the issue is that's the biggest pond in our parks, and that's the one that we have the geese problem with. That is the most apparent.
If the Parks and Rec Department thought that other parks were a problem, we would address it.
All right.
They have not brought to our attention in all the years that they acquired another park to have remediation.
Any other questions on that? Otherwise,
No.
number 10, this may be a question to the mayor and to Attorney Willard. So this authorization, I thought only directors could authorize hiring. This was assistant director authorizing the hiring. Again, I have no issue with the hiring, just a matter of formality.
Actually, you're the ones who are authorizing the hiring. That's why the resolution's on.
No, but it said that it was
The
recommended by
assistant
assistant
direct-
director.
yeah, he's recommending it.
Because I thought it was
That's a seasonal, temporary position, so that agreement was made that the assistant director can do that. That's
I should
routinely
know
done,
why
yeah.
the director
He's just making
hadn't
the
done it.
recommendation. He probably did the interview and the screening, so he's making the recommendation.
It's for the summer camp.
all right. And then my only other, it's not a question, but it was a comment regarding, go ahead.
Just a comment back to you too on that. So the summer camps are under new state law mandates that are going to increase exponentially the costs associated with running them because the state has remandated. So that's going to cause us to have to hire more, put more practices in place, have a lot more compliance people on the ground, as well as policies around compliance for the camps. That's going to be incremental this summer.
Yeah, so we discussed that last year, and again, I think it was all in the, the safety of children. So I know the state was trying to make those improvements in compliance for oversight of children in recreational camps. So my last comment was on number 11. Again, this is great to see that we as a township are obviously supportive of this with hoping that the state passes this law. I just wasn't sure, this was initiated back in 2023, reinstated in 2024, and I know it's going through the process in both houses. I just wasn't sure why we were commenting on it now. Very supportive of it and excited about it, just curious why and the timing, if we could help the public understand.
I think they're just asking for our support, to be public in our support because it is a bipartisan bill. So we agree that the veteran $250 reduction is way out of skew. So we support that bill as a group. Whether you want to support it or not, that's your vote. But I'm supportive of it.
Yeah, so I'll restate my question. So very supportive of it, just wasn't sure why 2 years later we were making, you said we were requested.
It's not uncommon when bills come before the state that they reach out to the towns for proclamations and support to their efforts while it's in the process. We get it for tons of things. This is just another one of them.
And this is a bill also that's been stalled for over 3 years. So it's not been able to get pushed, and that's why they're seeking support.
Yep.
Anything else? I think item 6, is kind of reinforces and demonstrates our continued support of seniors and trying to bring programs to them. And 11, which we just spoke about, supports the, shows our continued support to veterans. Do we have to open for comments from the floor?
Mm-hmm.
Do I need a motion?
No.
All right, comments from the floor on consent agendas 1 through 12.
Nope.
All right, seeing none, I have a roll call to approve the consent agenda items 1 through 12.
Committeewoman Hand.
Yes.
Committeeman Lapani.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Payne.
Yes.
Mayor Ciccarelli.
Yes. All right, public hearings. 2025-01, ordinance to amend an ordinance entitled Salary Range Ordinance, setting forth the salary ranges for the classifications set forth in said ordinance. May I have a motion to open the public hearing for ordinance 2501?
So moved.
A second? Okay, we have a first and a second. Roll call?
Committeewoman Hand.
Yes.
Committeeman Lapani.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Payne.
Yes.
Mayor Ciccarelli.
Yes. Comments from the dais on ordinance 2025-01?
There isn't any. That was just introduction.
Is it?
Yep. See.
No, this is the,
No,
Ordinance to
introduction is the
Oh,
next
okay.
one.
Sorry.
So I have a question. We're not creating any new rules with this, right? We're just approving the existing rules that we already have within the township?
Yeah, we're basically modifying the, because Anthony's not, our Anthony's not here because he's sick, so I'll step in and be Anthony. So we've had changes of names, but the salaries are the same. So that's,
Titles.
There's no new
Titles, yeah.
roles?
No new
Okay,
roles.
Titles, thank you.
titles have changed.
And
yes.
eliminated some, right?
And even if there was anything added, it doesn't mean we're necessarily going to put someone
Fill
in
it.
that. It's just
Yeah.
creating the title with a range.
Totally get it.
Yeah.
Okay, and I think that was the clarification is there's a director of parks and a director of recreation and a director of social services, but all those positions are not full. There's
Right.
also a director of parks, rec, and social
Exactly.
services. So
It's just different combinations. It would allow us to hire someone with any of those titles, and there's, the range is set forth there. Doesn't mean we're going to have all of those roles. It's just, it gives us the,
Viability.
yeah.
And I wonder, these are huge salary ranges. Like, again, you know, somebody making $55,000 in one of these positions versus $135,000. And I understand that you need room in the bands. When was the last time this was evaluated, like, in a holistic manner? Because I think we've seen these salary ordinances a couple times where it kind of edges up,
Right.
edges up on the maximums. The minimums haven't changed. There's, you know, I think back in the early 2000s when this was introduced. So can you comment on that?
They're periodically evaluated. I mean, I can't comment on when the last time the whole thing was, but it's you know, every year it is looked at, and multiple times a year as people are hired and move throughout. So the ranges do shift, but there's no harm in having a bigger range, really. I mean, it's just saying we can't hire somebody in that position for less than that amount. So if the bottom amount is $40,000, you can't hire someone for less than that, and they can't make more than the upper range, but they can be hired and make any amount in anywhere in the middle. So it's not limiting us.
I'll say that they've been, you know, especially in the union positions, those are always monitored because
Yep.
of union
Sure.
contract. The non-union jobs have been monitored both on the lower end and upper end as people will move laterally within in our town from, say, one part of our office to another, or from a part-time position to a new job. They will usually transfer over on the lower side of the scale, and then will migrate as upward as they quote-unquote grow with the job. So they have been modified over the years, but not always at once, usually, especially the union ones as required by law. And the hourly wages have changed yearly, just about,
They do, yeah. Yeah.
that we've paid.
You can stop in and talk to our HR director for more specific information on that. She's available.
I think it was just an overall comment that I think we should look at it holistically instead of edging the max up periodically. It should just be looked at holistically, set for a number of years. So that's my comment. Thanks.
Okay, any other comments from the dais? Comments from the floor? Seeing none, may I have a motion to close and adopt ordinance 2501?
So moved.
A second, please.
Second?
Roll call.
Committeewoman Hand,
Yes.
Committeeman Lapani,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Payne,
Yes.
Mayor Chickarelli.
Yes. Okay, introduction of new ordinances. Ordinance authorizing execution of sanitary sewer easement with Dog Days Daycare Center for installation of a low-pressure sanitary sewer force main within the Roycefield Road right-of-way to connect their property to the public sanitary sewer system. There's a lot of alliterations in there. Further consideration of this ordinance and public hearing will be held on March 11th, 2025. May I have a motion to introduce ordinance 2503?
So moved.
May I have a second?
Second?
And a roll call to introduce the ordinance.
Committeewoman Hand,
Yes.
Committeeman Lapani,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Payne,
Yes.
Mayor Chickarelli.
Yes. All right. Claims list. May I have a motion to approve claims list 2503?
So moved.
And a
Second?
Comments from the dais? Hearing none. Comments from the floor? All right, hearing none. Roll call, please.
Committeewoman Hand,
Yes.
Committeeman Lapani,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Payne,
Yes.
Mayor Chickarelli.
Yes. New business, none. Public comments for matters not on the agenda. Ms. Brake, please read the statement regarding
If
public
anybody
comment.
comes up.
The Township Committee welcomes input from the public. Please state your name and address, and please spell your name for the record. You will be given one 3-minute allotment for your comments. Please understand that this public forum is not structured as a question and answer session. Comments are to be addressed to the mayor. Again, please keep your comments to 3 minutes. Thank you.
All right. Don't see anybody, any takers? Yeah, okay, thank you.
Hold them back.
All right, I think I'll say Happy Valentine's Day right now to everybody, and then wish everybody a Happy Valentine's Day. We have an executive session this evening. Ms. Brake, please read the executive session resolution.
Whereas the Open Public Meetings Act permits the exclusion of the public from a meeting in certain circumstances, and whereas the public body is of the opinion that such circumstances presently exist, and whereas the governing body wishes to discuss warehouse ordinance litigation, Larkin, Hillsborough RB, Homestead Road, Valley Industrial Partners, Shockley, and Hillsborough Industrial. Minutes will be kept, and once the matter involving the confidentiality of the above no longer requires that confidentiality, then the minutes can be made public. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the public be excluded from this meeting.
Okay, may I have a motion to enter executive session?
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
Comments from the dais? Comments from the floor about the executive session? Roll call.
Committeewoman Hand?
Yes.
Committeeman Lapani?
Yes, and all those people, be careful driving home.
Deputy Mayor Payne?
Yes.
Mayor Chicarelli?
Yes, we are now in executive session at 8:20.